It's no easy job, Sam, taking care of a woman.
No, sir.
Yeah. They expect things they never asked for. And when they don't get them, they ask you why. Sometimes they don't ask. And they just go ahead and punish you for not doing something you didn't know you were supposed to do in the first place.
Hey folks, it's the Blind Guy here. I am back. Sorry for the delay. I have been super busy. I did put up 2 of the Datum Shift Z trailers. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a little project that my students and I did for fun for a conference call, and we had a great time with it. Let me know which one you guys think looks better. I personally think the blue filter on the second trailer looks better than the first, but let me guys know what you guys think. Today we're going to be doing a good old movie recommendation, and we are looking at 1965's Shenandoah, starring Jimmy Stewart. And this movie, I watched it with my grandpa, who is 90 years old, and so that was pretty special to be able to watch it with him and share it with him, share that experience with him. He had seen it a gabillion times, but I'd never seen it. The movie is essentially centered around a kind of an old, hardened farmer who has 9 children, whose wife has passed away, and he lives in Virginia, but he is trying to stay out of the Civil War because he doesn't own slaves, and he doesn't think that it applies to him at all. Well, things change when one of his sons is taken prisoner, and he has to go after him and try to get him. The movie is definitely a good old movie, but it's not my favorite. I'll be totally honest with that. I think it's got some issues that bother me. The first was Jimmy Stewart's character has his children all around the table, and he gives a dinner prayer that I think could be like the worst prayer of all time. And I thought while I was watching it, maybe this is going to be some sort of character arc where we see him develop and realize the importance of common grace, and how in a theological viewpoint, how even being able to do things is still because of God's grace and things like that, which most Christians understand when they pray and things, but he does not seem to get that. So I thought, well, maybe this is going to be a really cool character arc where he realizes that by the end of the movie. Nope, he gives the exact same prayer at the end of the movie, and so that was disappointing. I thought, well, given everything that takes place between the 2 prayers, would have been a great opportunity to show some growth there. It has some interesting tonal issues where it'll go from battle scenes to kind of goofy scenes, and I'm not 100% sure if it's trying to create some sort of commentary on that or what's going on with that, or if that's just some 1960 Western movies are just kind of that way also. So I'm not really sure about that. Those are the 2 negatives I have with the movie. That and Jimmy Stewart's character's kind of not real believable. That's a very common thing in 1960s Westerns. They're like a little too wise, a little too creative with their conversation and quips and things like that. But that just goes with the territory. If you take this as a 1960s movie and realize that it's going to have a certain level of cheese, I do think you'll enjoy the movie. It is interesting with movies like this how the main characters deal with loss. They'll have a child die and it bothers them, but they don't react the same way you would think somebody would today. I don't know if that is how people really reacted to death in the 1860s, because life was just so rough and everybody ended up dying young. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that, because it's definitely interesting in that regard. There are several deaths in this movie. It's not a super happy movie, but a lot of people just kind of, I'm going to miss my brother kind of thing. So I don't know. That's an interesting part, but it does have some intriguing type commentary on war, even though I think it kind of misses the point, because, the whole point is that nobody actually enjoys war who is in the war, but I don't think anybody's actually arguing that. So I'm not really sure what the whole point of that is. A lot of people, that are more of a hawkish viewpoint would say that, well, wars are necessary at times, and it's usually not where you have two sides that just want to go fight. Like, there is a reason for why the fighting is taking place. So I don't know. Let me know about that too. That's also a 1960s movie thing as well, where I think they reduce those arguments too far. Reductionistic, I guess we should say. But I don't want to sound like I'm hating on the movie. It is a interesting movie. It's well made. It's well acted. It's paced well. Some of the battle scenes are really cool. They're really well done. So in that regard, yeah, it's definitely worth watching. It is a good old movie. I would give it probably around a 7.0, 7.1. Not something I'm going to own, but if my grandpa wants to watch it again sometime, I'd watch it with him. I do think it's pretty worthwhile in that regard. So that is 1965's Shenandoah. Guys, let me know what you think if you have seen it, and I'll see you on the next one. Laters on the Menjay.
Laters on the Menjay.